What a chump. Can't you see what we're walking out on? The grind. 365 days a year.
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36! But last year I had 37!
That place was mess.
Meth? You're worried about a little meth? There's nothing here a little spit shine wouldn't fix.
I ought to kill you right now.
Not a very private place for a murder.
We've got him, Garrett Jax, in, and talk about his favorite little Minnesota Timberwolves. How you doing, Garrett?
Loving our Timberwolves action, man. 34 points
Are you?
for Anthony.
Oh, okay. See, this is you and your Kool-Aid drinking. Okay. They got the win. Love the win. Nothing wrong with the win. But your man, Ant, really was irrelevant until the second half.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, it might have been the ankle, but I will say this. Can we get some better announcers? Because I watched that game 3, and Al, if you watched that, you would agree those guys were just talking about Golden State every chance they got.
And I think some of that, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I think a lot of that has to do with when you take Steph out of the mix. It's a 6-7 matchup, which neither one of these guys are 6-7 teams, but that's the way it played out. But you take Steph Curry off the Golden State Warriors, they're not a playoff team.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They're not much without Steph Curry because everything revolves around offense, defense. So I think they talk about it because they're the underdogs. Yeah. They were the underdogs in this matchup. Now, that being said, Minnesota wins by 5, 102-97. Minnesota should have won that by 20-25. Sorry. Should have been a walk. Right. And it wasn't. Yeah. And this is what bothered me about this whole thing. And then you take Draymond Green was out of it for the last 5 minutes or whatever, fouled out. And it was still that close. This is my problem with how close that was. Now, they win the fourth quarter. That's why they won the game. Right. But it's back to that shouldn't have been even close. So what's your thoughts on why Minnesota shouldn't have run away with that? And what makes me think that with a couple more days of thinking about it, that Kerr can't figure out how to gain 5 points and win this next game tonight?
I mean, it's just hard. Like, you put the guy that, like Rudy, who's had trouble with calling people, and then you have the matchups. But give them credit for figuring out a plan because they came out firing on both sides at times.
Yep.
So, like, we were down by 2, it was up by 5, and then it just kept changing back and forth, and you just had no way to stop it. But they still have a great team. It's just we need to execute better.
And I don't disagree. You had Ant with 36. Other than that, I mean, let's talk Minnesota for a second. I thoroughly believe it's Julius Randle is the MVP for our team now for the entire playoffs. Yeah. Anthony gets better numbers at times. Things run through him. But when we needed a score, when they were on a 10-point run, when they came back, we were up 10 points twice in the first half. And when they came storming back, it was Julius Randle who stopped him with a 3, with bully balling himself inside. I'm loving the way Julius Randle is playing on this squad.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge addition for us because you look at it before, and I don't think Cat could do that, but now you see Randle doing it. And it's like, it's a much better thing. Now we have Gobert and Randle, and don't forget your guy Nas. I saw him getting a few. Yeah,
he got 9 points. He had 9 points, but same with Rudy. But they're splitting their time. I'm liking Nas Reed. It gives us more. If we're not, and here's the thing, Gobert is 6 inches taller than anyone else on the Golden State Warriors squad. Yeah. This should not be us shooting threes. This should Rudy go in that little half circle. We're going to throw the ball over everyone's head, and you can slam dunk it. That should be the game.
Yeah.
But Rudy, with the hands of stone, they don't do that. I hate that. He should be getting with this team. He should be scoring 20, 25 points.
Yeah,
my opinion.
Like the game 5.
Yeah, but he's not. So you gotta say, well, how is that working? And it's back to Kerr. Nothing wrong with Finch, but I think he should do that. But Steve Kerr and this Golden State Warriors, Kuminga has not been the player he should be. I've been watching this squad. He is going to be the golden child, whatever. He hasn't been. He didn't even play one game. Now they put him in as not as a starter, but they put him in the game.
Right.
And he goes off for 30 points off the bench. Yeah. That guy is the reason we're that close, and I don't know if we have somebody who can stop him. It isn't Rudy.
It's not right. Do you put McDaniels on him? Do you put somebody else on him? It's one of those.
See, but if you do that, then you put Butler even more open, right? Butler got 33 points. He was in the whole game, 43 minutes. So that's where that matchup is weird. I'm going to tell you, I think tonight Kuminga starts.
Yeah.
They put him in Hield has to do something. Hield has been a non-factor in 2 games. Yeah. He has to be able to hit the three-pointer. If he doesn't, I think we can win it. But let me ask you this quickly. Who has to win this game tonight at Golden State?
If you're being honest, I think Golden State does. But Minnesota does, it's over basically because you don't win tonight's game. You go back to Minnesota down 3-1, and your star is still out.
So this is exactly my point. Golden State has to win because they got to push this as far back as possible. See if Steph Curry can come back. Right, that would be the thing. Yeah. If they're down 3-2, Curry comes back. Get out of the way. Right, the mojo's going to switch to them. But Minnesota almost has to win this ball game today because, like you said, then you can walk. You've got 3 games to win 1. You got an opportunity. I don't like the fact that it's 102-97 and the Golden State Warriors are saying, we're going to beat you. I'm concerned about this game. I won't watch the end. 9 o'clock start. What is that? That means 9:15 tip off and then goodness, you're midnight. No way. Not watching.
I will say this, though. Out all 3 games between us and team, we've held Golden State under 100 points 3 times in a row. You look at that team.
If you are a basketball guy and you like defense, and that is me, this was 2 fantastic defenses going at it back to back. I would love to have seen how that would work if Curry was on the court, because what they've been doing with them is doubling Curry. He comes across the line, someone follows him, another guy short sheets the bed with him. Yeah. You're tying up a guy and a half with Curry, which changes the defense. Other guys got to step up. I get it.
Right.
But without him, this was 2 teams, mano a mano, man on man, going at it. It was fun to watch on the defensive side of the ball.
It was fun to watch. And the back and forth, you got guys throwing missiles down there. We might just need a Sam Donald and Justin Jefferson at one side.
Come in and help out a little bit. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. All right, so where do you think, I'm just going to go through it real quick if you just tell me where we're sitting and what your thoughts are. Thunder and the Nuggets, that's tied up 2 games apiece. Fantastic series. Yeah. Who ends up winning that, my friend?
Every time I look at it, one game it's Denver, and then the next game it's Oklahoma City, and then you're going back and forth. I really want to see Oklahoma City pull out a win when it's not by a blowout. I want Oklahoma City.
All right, Cavaliers and Pacers, I'm shocked. The Pacers are up 3-1, little push and shove and fighting action going on yesterday. Your thoughts on is the Pacers to lose now?
Maybe the Pacers, but then you look at it. Who do you think the Pacers could do well against the Knicks or the Celtics?
That's going to be wild. Knicks and Celtics. I'm still going with the Celtics. I think they're too good a squad. Yeah. I think they win this next game. It matches up 2-2. Who wins the best 2 out of 3? I think it's the Celtics. Yes? No?
I think it'll be Celtics. I mean, it's just, New York has a great team. They just got way too cocky, and it's going to probably come back and hurt them at the end.
And then you are calling the Minnesota Timberwolves in how many games?
Maybe Wolves in 5.
If they win the next 2 and call it? That's your call? That's legit.
Is that legit? I mean, I just don't know. If I just want one game where it's not come down to the final second. I want where it's night. You don't have to stay till midnight to watch this game. You would know. You would agree.
I would agree. I would be nice to go to bed knowing you got to win. Sir, I got to fly. I'm out of time. Thanks for coming to the program.
All right. Thanks, Al.
Garrett Jax on the Al Travis Show.
Chad Hassan